everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Sana and in this video we'll cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series 2022 in the GK Today's Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in the GK Today Android application. In this course in app, you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision e-books that are optimized for reading on mobile. You are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. And let me tell you one more thing. If you want the Hindi version of this session, you can refer to our former channel named as GK Today. The link has been given in the description box from where you can reach to. So without taking much of your time, let's get started. Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 14th of April 2022. Let's start. As per the RBI's recent notification, cardless cash withdrawal is proposed through which platform? So as per the RBI, cardless cash withdrawal, which was offered only by a few banks, will now be made available across all banks and ATMs via the UPI. UPI stands for Unified Payments Interface. So now UPI will be used for the customer authorization, and this step is expected to enhance the ease of transaction and eliminate fraud. Okay. If anybody wants to cover this news in a detailed manner, we'll put a link in the description box from where you can check it out. Okay. Now coming to the question slide, which country has launched a clinical trial evaluating HIV vaccines based on mRNA platform? Here M stands for messenger RNA. And the correct answer for this question is USA, which is the first union territory of India to launch its My Government platform. It is Jammu and Kashmir, and this platform has been launched to achieve the goal of good governance there. Okay, who's the Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir? Mr. Manoj Sinha, who recently acquired Avail Finance, which is a new banking platform, in order to expand its financial services offering. This is Ola, and CEO of Ola is Mr. Bhavish Agarwal. Which state government has collaborated with the National Stock Exchange to promote the MSMEs in the state for listing on the NSE Emerge platform in March 2022? This state is Telangana. Which state or union territory launched digital school health platform with the assistance of Axis Bank? This is a union territory of Puducherry. And talking about Axis Bank, recently we have seen that Citigroup has announced that Axis Bank will be acquiring the Citibank's India consumer business with a worth of $1.6 billion. The International Air Transport Association has created a new platform called IATA Pay in collaboration with which bank? So this has been created in collaboration with the Standard Chartered Bank. Okay. Next question. Who has been elected as the 23rd Prime Minister of Pakistan after the no confidence motion? So Pakistan Muslim League leader Shehbaz Sharif was sworn in as the new Prime Minister of Pakistan after a no confidence motion was introduced against his predecessor Imran Khan. So he was elected unopposed after rival candidate Shah Mahmood Qureshi announced that his party will boycott the voting and staged a walkout. And talking about Shehbaz, he is the younger brother of former three-time Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. Okay, so now he is the 23rd Prime Minister of Pakistan. Okay, now let's see some of the important appointments. Alexander Vučić has been re-elected as the president of which country? So now he is the president of Serbia. Viktor Orban has been elected as the Prime Minister of which country? So he is the new Prime Minister of the country Hungary. And do remember that Katalin Novak has been elected as the first ever female president of the country Hungary itself. Okay, so Prime Minister is Viktor Orban and President is female Katalin Novak. Gilbert F. Hongbo has been elected as the Director General of which global organization? So he is now the Director General of International Labour Organization. Which Indian has been elected as a Fellow of the Royal Society of Edinburgh, Scotland's National Academy? This is Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, who was recently elected to the National Cooperative Dairy Federation of India Board of Directors. Answer is K.S. Mani. Fine. Next question. Which institution released the draft guidelines for settlement of payments for export or import through e-commerce? So Reserve Bank of India has issued the draft guidelines for settlement of payments for export or import through e-commerce, and the guidelines cover buying and selling of goods and services, including the digital products that are conducted over digital and electronic networks. So in the year 2009, RBI recognized the use of online mode of payment to merchants for goods and services, for example, bill payment, online shopping, etc. Okay, so correct answer is Reserve Bank of India. Okay, now coming to the question slide. Which institution released the draft guidelines for National Register of Doctors after licentiate exam? So these guidelines have been released by the National Medical Commission. Which institution developed a draft curricular framework and credit system for 4 years undergraduate program? This type of program can be only initiated by UGC. Solomon Islands, which has drafted a security deal with China, is located in which ocean or sea? Few days back we have seen that Solomon Islands were very much in news, and these islands are in Pacific Ocean. Which institution released the draft guidelines for transforming higher education institutions into multidisciplinary institution? Answer is UGC once again. As per the draft environment regulation for building, what percent of the plot area should be under tree cover? So now 10% of the area should be covered with tree. Which international institution approved a mandate to draft Global Plastic Treaty? It has been created by United Nations Environment Assembly. Fine. Next question. Jatin Goswami, Sonal Mansingh and Kalyanasundaram are the recipients of which award or fellowship? So recently Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has conferred the Sangeet Natak Academy Fellowship and Sangeet Natak Awards for the year 2018 on distinguished artist. Okay, so the Sangeet Natak Academy Fellowship was given to 4 artists basically. Who are those? Tabla maestro Zakir Hussain, dancer and choreographer Jatin Goswami, dancer Sonal Mansingh, and dance teacher Kalyanasundaram. Okay, and 40 others were honored with Sangeet Natak Academy Awards and the Lalit Kala Academy Awards in the same event. Okay, talking about some of the important awards. Which oil and gas firm received the prestigious Asian Oil and Gas Award for COVID Management and New Product of the Year? This is Indian Oil Corporation. Who won the Excellence Award in OTM Mumbai recently? This is Maharashtra Tourism. And Ricky Cage and Falguni Shah are the recent winners of which award? They have recently received Grammy Awards. Fine. Now there are some more awards that are very important. For example, Assamese poet Neelmani Funkan has recently received the 56th Jananpith Award, and 57th Jananpith Award has been given to novelist Damodar Mozo. Fine. Then veteran Bengali author Amar Mitra has won prestigious O. Henry Award. Fine. After that, Ram Darash Mishra has won Saraswati Samman 2021 for his collection of poems Main To Yahan Hoon. Then journalist Arifa Johari has won Chameli Devi Jain Award 2021. Fine. Next question. Deepika Pallikal, who won the mixed doubles and women's doubles title recently, placed which game? So Deepika Pallikal teamed with Saurav Ghoshal in her first competitive event since October 2018 and clinched the mixed double title with win over England's Adrian Waller and Alison Waters. Okay, so Deepika and Joshna Chinnappa won in the women's doubles final against England's Sarah Jane Perry and Waters. Okay, so Deepika achieved this feat less than 6 months after giving birth to two of the twins. Okay, so she is related to squash. Talking about sport related current affairs, which country is the winner of 2022 SAFF Under 18 Women's Championship? This has been won by India. Which Indian won second place in All England Open Badminton Championship 2022? Answer is Lakshya Sen. Which is the venue of FASA International Championship World Para Athletics Grand Prix 2022? So venue for this event that has been selected is Dubai. Which city is the host of Senior National Chess Championship 2022? Answer is Kanpur. Which Indian state is the host of second SAAF and National Cross Country Athletics Championship? This is Nagaland. Do remember that Nagaland has recently become first in the country to be paperless assembly. Who is the first Indian male badminton player to reach the finals of Badminton World Federation World Badminton Championship? This is K. Shrikant. Fine. Next question. Which state organized the National Judicial Conference on Mediation and Information Technology? So President of India Ram Nath Kovind has inaugurated a 2-day National Judicial Conference on Mediation and IT being organized by the High Court of Gujarat. And the conference is being organized at Ekta Nagar, which is in Narmada district of Gujarat. And the President pointed out that mediation is yet to find wide acceptance across the country, and he lauded the Mediator and Conciliation Project Committee of the Supreme Court for organizing the training programs. Fine. Now coming to the question slide, when was Vidyapati Smriti Parv ceremony 2022 organized? So this was organized in the month of April itself, 2022, where at Bikaro Steel Plant. Okay. Which institution has organized the Yamunotsav at ITO Yamuna Ghat to celebrate the glory of Yamuna? This is the National Mission for Clean Ganga. Okay. And do remember that the mascot for Namami Ganga is Chacha Chaudhary, who's a comic hero. Okay. And we have talked about Khelo India University Games as well. The second edition of this game would be taking place in Bangalore. First was organized at Odisha. And the mascot of this event is Veera, which is a kind of elephant. As per a recent Supreme Court order, which institution has the power to tax the lotteries organized by other state? Answer is the state government. And this order came after the appeal filed by Karnataka and other state governments. Okay. In which city was the Step Up to NTB World TB Day Summit 2022 organized? Answer is New Delhi. And you have to tell me, when do we observe TB Day? Also, New Delhi was in news for various things. For example, Business Blasters Program, Desh Ke Mentor Program, or Park Saundarkaran Yojana, etc. Right? Suraksha Kavach 2 is a joint security exercise organized by Indian Army and which other state? Answer is Maharashtra. Which Indian state or union territory organized the Gulf Business Summit? It is Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. And yes, Delhi was also in news because recently it has included the e-cycles in its EV policy. We have covered all this news if you remember, right? Next question. Which state is the host of the meeting of the National Tiger Conservation Authority in 2022? So the 20th meeting of the National Tiger Conservation Authority was held in Pakke Tiger Reserve in the state of Arunachal Pradesh under the chairmanship of Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Mr. Bhupendra Yadav. So for the very first time in history, the NTCA meeting was held outside the national capital, and the minister directed that these meetings will be held outside Delhi in forest areas or in tiger reserves. Why? In order to get first-hand information about the reserve and the local issues. Okay. So host is also important, and also don't forget that Pakke Tiger Reserve lies in Arunachal Pradesh. So talking about some of the important tiger reserves that were in news, so they can be asked in your exams regarding static GK part. Sariska Tiger Reserve is located in which Indian state or union territory? It is in Rajasthan. The Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve is located in which state? It is in Tamil Nadu. Which country has organized the Asia Ministerial Conference on Tiger Conservation? Answer is Malaysia. Pench Tiger Reserve is located in which state? It is in Madhya Pradesh. Which Indian state recorded the highest tiger death in 2021? So the most number of deaths were found among the tiger in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Where is Indravati Tiger Reserve located? It is in Chhattisgarh. Buxa Tiger Reserve, recently seen in the news, is located in which state or union territory? It is in West Bengal. Next question. Which is the first country to recognize the legal rights of individual wild animals? So Ecuador, that is located in South America, has made history by becoming the first country to recognize the legal rights of individual wild animals. And the ruling by the top court in the country is believed to be the first time a court has applied the rights of nature to an animal, which is a woolly monkey. And the laws recognize the legal rights of ecosystem to exist and regenerate. Fine. So with this, Ecuador has become the first country in the world to recognize the legal rights of individual wild animals. Fine. Now coming to the question slide, which is the first Hindi novel to be shortlisted for the International Booker Prize? This is Tome of Sand, and this book has been authored by Geetanjali Shri. Okay. So this is the first Hindi language work of fiction which is to be shortlisted for the International Booker Prize, and this book has been translated into English by Daisy Rockwell. Fine. What is Kadam, a first of its kind product that was recently developed by researchers from IIT Madras? Actually, IIT Madras researchers have launched the country's first made in India polycentric prosthetic knee called as Kadam. Okay. So this affordable prosthetic knee can increase the community participation, access to education, livelihood, opportunities, etc. Okay. Ketanji Brown Jackson, who was seen in the news recently, is the first black woman justice to serve in the Supreme Court of which country? So US Senate has confirmed Ketanji Brown Jackson to the Supreme Court, making her the first ever black female justice of the country USA. So she will be the third black justice after two male justices. And during his presidential campaign, US President Joe Biden has promised to put a black woman on the Supreme Court. Fine. Which organization launched the first fully private astronaut mission to the International Space Station? This is SpaceX. In which city was India's first steel waste road built? So India's first steel waste road would be built in the city of Surat. Which is the first state or union territory to include e-cycles in its electric vehicle policy? Just I talked about it. It is New Delhi. Next question. Who has been appointed as the new UPSC chairman? So a scholar of political science, Mr. Manoj Soni, has been appointed as the new chairman of UPSC, and he specializes in international relations, and earlier he had served as the vice chancellor of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Open University and MS University of Baroda. Also, he was the youngest vice chancellor in independent India. Okay, so now he is the new chairman of UPSC. Now let's see some of the important appointments. Who has been appointed as the coordinator for the G20 summit to be hosted by India in 2023? Answer is Harshvardhan Shringla. Who has been appointed as the new Foreign Secretary of India? So our new Foreign Secretary is Vinay Mohan Quatra. Dinesh Thapar was recently appointed as the Chief Financial Officer of which organization? Answer is Bajaj Auto. Who was recently appointed as Acting CEO and MD of CSB Bank? This is Mr. Pralay Mandal. Who was recently appointed as CEO of Flipkart Health Plus? Mr. Prashant Jhaveri. Who has recently been appointed as SoftBank's managing partner? Answer is Mr. Munish Verma. Fine. Next question. Which racing driver won the Australian Grand Prix 2022 tournament? So Charles Leclerc clinched victory in the Australian Grand Prix to move into a commanding position in the World Championship. And second position was occupied by Sergio Perez, who is from Red Bull. And then third was Mercedes driver George Russell. Now let's see some of the important tournaments. Which racing driver won the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix 2022? Answer is Max Verstappen. Which is the venue of FASA International Championship? Just I've told you, the venue for this event is Dubai. Which racing driver won the Bahrain Grand Prix 2022 title? Answer is Charles Leclerc. Which racing driver won the inaugural Saudi Arabian Grand Prix tournament? Answer is Lewis Hamilton. Which racing driver won the inaugural Qatar Grand Prix in 2021? Again, Lewis Hamilton. Which racing driver won the Sao Paulo Brazilian Grand Prix tournament? Again, Lewis Hamilton. Which racing driver has won the Mexico City Grand Prix tournament? Answer is Max Verstappen. Fine. You can remember it as Max in Mexico and Max in Max Verstappen, right? Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nusrat Sana signing off.